There was this story in Australia where there was a journalist. So her and her husband, got pregnant, and they were having their third child.
What? How'd that happen?
Yeah, and so just as a experiment, they wanted to see like what names kind of would get flagged to not be approved for a baby's name, right?
Oh, so they're running an experiment with their kid.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess their kid's name,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. They didn't think that this would actually happen, but so they named their child Methamphetamine Rules. Okay.
I mean, it's funny and it's also terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And they did this thinking like there's no way that, this name, because like they didn't think of a more tame name that would, like, they thought of this name because they're like, there's definitely going to get rejected. Like somebody's going to see this and then we'll see the process for like, how the name gets rejected and all that. Well, somehow this slipped through the cracks.
Okay. So now that's the child's
That
name.
is the child's name. Right.
But are the parents going to change it?
Yeah, they're going to change it. However, in Australia, like there's like that's always going to be the name. They can change it, but there's always going to be a record that was the child's given name.
Like a paper trail.
Right.
So they may have like on some important documents like an alias
Right.
for the rest of their life.
for the rest of their life. Yeah. Yeah, even
Okay,
if they
that
change-
is I would be so ticked off at my parents if they did something like that. I go to buy a house or something and get a loan,
Yeah.
and then I got to explain how what was it? The name was Methamphetamine Rules.
Yeah. 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 They didn't think that, it would have got noticed, but it didn't. And so this got me thinking, because there was another story a few years ago, and there was a woman, her daughter, I don't know how old her daughter was, maybe 5 at the time, but they were going through the airport. I think this was in like Los Angeles. I think they were going from like California to Arizona or whatever. But the mother was there with her daughter, and they're going through like security checkpoints, and the agent happened to look at the ID or the tickets, and started laughing hysterically at the child's name, and the girl's name was Absidy, but it was spelled ABCDE. And looking at it, you're like, you may not understand the pronunciation, but you're looking like, how are you going to name a child ABCDE?
Yeah, and the issue with that is it's probably not going to be the only run-in with somebody who's going to chuckle about it.
Yeah.
Because maybe they thought it was a typo or something.
Right. Yeah. And
was it a certain like culture or ethnicity is that a normal name?
no, so what's funny is that,
Or was that a very unique name? I'm a little confused where that came from.
So the name actually has been used like 400 times. Like, so, in like the database of names, it's a girl's name, and it's been used 400 times. So
And how do you pronounce it again?
Absidy. I don't know. I feel like, a person you would have to understand that you're gonna run into some issues naming this that
Yeah, I've got a friend that I used to work with, and he has several kids. He actually has 5 kids, and I remember when his last two, his 2 youngest, I was talking to him about naming and things like that. And I'm like, where are you guys coming up with this? Is it like friends or do you have like baby books with baby names in them and you guys just talk about it? And he said the only real criteria that they have is he's thinking of his children's future and he wants it to look good on a resume.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so no weird stuff. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
And so when you're telling me these names, I'm just thinking, how's that going to look later on in life when they go to like get a job or something?
Yeah.
If somebody at, the TSA was laughing, that can't be good.
Yeah.
Like, why not give them a leg up instead of like a half step backwards?
Yeah.